Hi, Scorpio. Welcome to your April 2016 love reading. It's Raina here. So, the card I picked for the overall energy for you in the month of April is the Star card, which is such a wonderful beacon of hope. If you have been feeling that a situation has no, light at the end of the tunnel, this is the card that kind of restores your faith. And it's also about letting you know that your angels are around you, that you do have divine protection. If you have been feeling like the world is against you or people are against you, or, anything that has seemed to go wrong, this is the card of kind of following that star and understanding that there is a season for everything and that you can be in the light. You can see it, even if it's kind of faint at the moment. I picked a card as to why you are in this position of having faith restored. And I got the Four of Cups. And so I do feel that some of you have been recently coming out of a period where you have been a little bit disillusioned by life. And maybe now you are on an upswing in that department. But I do feel like you were kind of disinterested in whatever was happening. I call the Four of Cups the meh card, the card of like everything being blah. And in my Morgan Greer deck, as well as the traditional Rider-Waite deck, a person is being offered a golden chalice and is rejecting it because obviously they're not satisfied. And so I feel that a lot of people who, because of their own issues, kind of adopt this mentality, they don't really see the good that is right in front of them. And this is not to say that there's not anyone out there for you, but because of a recent situation that may have had nothing to do with your romantic life, you were feeling rather disinterested overall. Now, obviously, this is not going to apply to everyone. This is a general reading, so hopefully some of you will resonate with this. And I picked a card for the higher perspective of the situation and got the Two of Cups in reverse. So this is about somebody who's going back and forth in a relationship and maybe tries to make it work and it doesn't, and they're in this loop, this pattern that they can't seem to break out of. For others, it may just indicate that you're having trouble with forgiveness. And if that's the case, then it may be creating this discontent in general, and you may be even having romantic prospects, but you're not feeling it. And so this may be kind of illustrating to you that that attitude does not help promote finding a love partner. But I feel that regardless of that kind of a situation, that you actually now, for whatever reason, are feeling a reason to hope. And that is a great starting point. Scorpio, sometimes you guys do get into ruts, just like your complementary sign Taurus, because you're both fixed signs. And if you feel like you were treated unfairly, it's not unlikely that you might hold a grudge and that you may find it hard to forgive the other person for their transgression. But when you do that and you block the energy, then when someone comes along, you may not realize that this is a good person for you. You may be so focused on what you didn't get that you neglect to acknowledge what you are getting. But luckily for you, there is something that is making you feel more hopeful these days. And so that will, I believe, put you on a better path. The mentality to adopt at this time is the Wheel of Fortune energy, which is associated with Jupiter. I feel that we can say that this is adopting a mindset of expansion, of wanting more out of life. And I think this can manifest by simply casting your sights on something a little bit broader than perhaps you were looking for. If you're somebody who tends to have very fixed ideas of what you need in a partner, then the Wheel of Fortune is about seeing the bigger picture. And a lot of times I feel this is connected to not falling for the superficial aspects, not falling for appearance as much, not falling for status or other outer aspects that really do not necessarily portend, a long-term happy union. I would even say that for some of you, this may be related to a Sagittarian, even though it's not directly connected to it as a major arcana card. I do feel that because Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius, that it might be someone that is in your life and maybe you have neglected to pursue this relationship and it's something that is viable. But it's definitely adopting a positive outlook, and not just for your own way of thinking, but also how you express yourself to other people so that they see that energy that the star card also represents of someone who is seeing, the glass half full, who is not being negative, not complaining, but is seeing the good in life and kind of having a high vibration. What you want to kind of get away from is the Two of Pentacles energy, which is kind of, I would say, possible indecision. This could relate to an earth sign, or gosh, maybe even a pair of earth signs that you're choosing from, especially if you've had a problematic relationship with one of them. And this is the Two of Cups in reverse that I was talking about. If there is somebody, and possibly maybe that Two of Cups in reverse, maybe that relates to a water sign that you have been on and off with. So maybe there's an earth sign and a water sign. But this could also be connected to some sort of juggling of finances. If you are overspending and it's causing you to have to kind of shuffle your money around, then you're going to want to look at that, because I feel like you have a lot on your plate and that may cut into your ability to find love, which is what this is all about. So it's a very hectic energy, and this reading is suggesting that you need to kind of calm down a little bit more, especially if you are working more than one job. And the advice is the Death card. So this is a major arcana card that is about stepping into the new and letting go of that which no longer serves you. And basically, it's really not something that you can consciously choose, because the Death card is really beyond your control, a situation. Not necessarily physical death of anyone close to you, but definitely something that is leaving. And, now that I think about it, we do have a full moon in Scorpio at the end of the month. So that could be connected to this phasing out of something in your life, because it's in your sign, and full moons can be endings. So the whole point is to go with the flow and not to try to cling to something just because you don't want the change. You have to be able to adopt more flexibility in your life and not be hung up on things staying the same all the time, because anything that goes, if you don't cling to it, it actually can work on your behalf. And you can envision something better taking its place. If this is a relationship, then it's a problematic relationship. Nothing will end that's going perfectly, right? I mean, there have to be issues involved. If you can look somebody in the eye who tells you that they want to leave and wish them well and not have the impulse to cling to the relationship or to try to manipulate the situation so that they come back, but you just let the past die, to me, that is the greatest thing you can do, because we cannot control other people's actions and feelings, and it's so much wasted energy expended that would be much better served by trying to go on our path and honor our path. And when we honor our path, I think we find the person who is perfect for us. When someone says that they don't want to be with you, that is a blessing from the universe, because it means that you're being given the green light to find the person who is right for you. The last thing that you want to do is be stuck in an unsatisfying relationship for decades, just because the fear of the unknown is so great. It's much better to be on your own and be on your path, and you will meet up with fellow travelers who resonate with you that way. The outcome for you, Scorpio, is the Hanged Man. So this is not a clear-cut situation. I feel that you're going to be maybe taking a breather and assessing the situation from a different perspective, maybe a new, fresh perspective. And again, that is fine and dandy, because sometimes people get very extreme in their ideas about what they should do. It's either this or that and nothing in between. But, we're all evolving. So we need time occasionally to be able to assess what's happening and make the best decision. It's not good to make decisions in the heat of the moment. And if you are in a holding pattern with somebody, maybe taking a breather from that relationship will give both of you a needed perspective. And that way you don't have to just completely sever it, but you can kind of separate and be on your own and see what's what. So I think I'm going to leave it there, Scorpio. The jury is still in on what's going to happen for those of you that are actually in a relationship that you're not sure what to do about. But at least you have a positive mindset right now, and that is everything as far as I'm concerned. So I wish you all the best in April. Take care. Bye.